All right, friends, I'm gonna go ahead and pick a number, and I'm gonna try my best to represent it in a way that I think it looks nice. I like the number 3, that's my favorite number, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick that one. And I really like the color blue, so I think I'm gonna use mostly blue cubes. Count along with me, make sure I pull the right amount over. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. There we go. So that's one way that I can represent 3. Let's see if I can figure out another way to represent 3. Remember, count along with me. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. So do these 3 cubes look just like these 3 cubes? No, they don't. These cubes are blue, and they're kind of stacked in a pyramid or a triangle. These cubes down here, these are red cubes, and they're just in a straight over line. But are they both the same amount, or do they have the same number in each group? Yeah, they do. You counted with me. This group has 3, and this group has 3. So there's different ways that we can show the number 3. Let's do one more example. I also really like the number, oops, let's see here. If I can drag these all over at once, that'd be great. Oh, sweet. Oop, let's get this guy, and then get these red guys over there. Awesome. My other favorite number is the number 9. You got it. I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple ways that we can represent the number 9. The first way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to try and use a 5 group. So I'm going to first count 5 blocks over, then I'm going to add those 5, and then I'm going to add on to those 5, because I know 9 is bigger than 5. Alrighty, so count along with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So that's my 5 group. I made a 5 group using all red cubes, but are we quite at 9 yet? Nope, not yet. We have to keep adding on. So I am going to switch colors and use blue. So remember, we have 5 here, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Perfect. Did I make a group of 9? Yeah, I sure did. Remember, I used red blocks to make a 5 group, and then I added on 4 blue blocks to make it 9 altogether. I'm going to do it in a different way now. Alrighty, let's see here. This is going to be fun. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oops, 6, 7, well, let's see here, 7, 8, and 9. Did I do it? Did I represent 9? I sure did. But does this group of 9 look the same as this group of 9? No, not at all. This group of 9, remember, is a group of 5, and then a group of 4. All together makes 9. Plus, look at this. It's so nice and neat. We have rows. The top row is red. We have another row. The bottom row is blue. It looks awesome. And down here, I made a pretty pattern. I used some red blocks. I used some blue blocks. And both of these groups show what number? 9. So again, I was able to represent a number in a couple different ways. That is super neat. I love it. Another way you can represent numbers, remember, is by using a table. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to compare a couple of numbers. So I'm going to pick the number 1, and we're going to compare it to the number 4. Okay, Smartboard is having a tough time today. Let's see here. There we go, number 4. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and pull some blocks over so we can compare the two. Ready? Count with me. My Smartboard's being all silly, so we're just going to have to be open-minded while I go ahead and compare these two numbers. We're going to go ahead and drag over a couple of the cubes. Let's see here. I think I'm going to start with red. Go ahead and count these with me. Ready? 1. Are we representing 1? Yep, got it. Let's go ahead and represent the number 4. Count these ones with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Am I representing the number 4? I sure am. It looks good. Which one, let's see if you remember this one, Which one is more or greater? Which one is longer, which means more or greater? Go ahead and point at it. Are you pointing at the number 4? Good, because this one is more. It's longer, and more of those boxes are filled in. So there's more on the 4 line. Now, number 1 is less because it's shorter. There's less in this line than there is in this line. So 4 is greater than, more than, or bigger than the number 1. And 1 is less than, smaller than the number 4. Very good. Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and move on again. This is another way we talked about how we can represent numbers. This is the same thing we just looked at, except it's not laying down, it's standing up. So we're going to do one example using this way to represent numbers. Let's see here. I'm going to show the number 8 and the number 5. All right, let's go ahead. See if my smartboard's going to work again. I hope. Oh, yeah, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I at 8 yet? Nope, not quite. I need a couple more. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Awesome. So that's how I'm going to represent 8 today. Now I'm going to go ahead and show 5. Count along with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Awesome. So I chose to represent 8 with red cubes, and I chose to represent 5 with blue cubes. But remember, I could have used any color cubes, any sort of pattern, and it would have filled up the same amount of boxes that I did. So now I want you to think in your brain, which one is more, 8 or 5? Just keep it in your brain. And now I want you to think, which one is less? So which one is shorter? Remember, less means shorter. Interesting. Just keep those answers in your brain, and we're going to test your knowledge on our workbook page today. Today for your workbook page, we are going to be practicing how to write the number 1, the number 2, and the number 3. So go ahead, watch me do my best on my workbook page so you can do your best on your workbook page. Hola friends, Miss Ellen here to help you through your math workbook page. Today we are working hard on writing our numbers as nicely and as neatly as possible. The first thing I do is always the same. I'm going to pick up my pencil and write my name right here at the top. Sorry that the sun is on my paper. Let's see if we can figure this out. Oh, there we go. I'm going to move my iPad really quick so you can see. Awesome. I'm going to write my name nice and neat at the top so that everyone can read it. Miss Allen. There we go. And now I'm going to take my time and write my best and trace each one of these numbers. You're going to trace every single number, even if it's already written for you. So this number right here, what number is this? 1. Very good. I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to trace right on top of that 1, just so that my brain learns how to make a number 1. And then I'm going to move on. I always start at the blue dot. Do you see this blue dot? That's where your pencil always starts. So go ahead, put your pencil down there and follow that dotted line. Do it again. Trace, 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 trace. Great work. Next line, trace. Oh, look at this. This is new. You start at that blue dot at the top, and this tiny line coming out of it just tells you what way your hand should be going. So this tiny little line is pointing straight downwards, so that's the way my hand needs to move. So I start at the blue dot and move straight downwards. Good. Again, again. Ooh, these ones are looking really nice. I hope yours can look this good too. All right, I'm gonna keep going. Remember, you trace over every single number so that you can get really, really good at writing these numbers. I want you to try doing this row yourself and this row yourself. Remember, you need to do all of the ones. So every single blue dot should have a letter or a number attached to it. Next, you're going to move on to tracing your number 2. You start right here on the edge of your 2. You go up and around, down and straight over. Let's try it right here. Remember, you start at the blue dot. Do you see this blue dot where my pencil is? That's where your pencil always starts. You go up and around, down and over, right on that dotted line. Try it again. Notice how my pencil doesn't lift up off the paper at all while I'm tracing these 2s. I'm trying my best to stay on the line. I'm taking my time. I am only using erasable pencil just in case I make a goof. Now, these are just like the one. The blue dot is where your pencil starts. This tiny line shows you where your pencil should go. So I'm starting at the blue dot. I'm going up. Oh, this line is taking me over just like it should. And I'm just gonna go down and across. Let's do it again. This blue line takes me up and around. I'm gonna keep following it, down and across. Awesome, up and around, down and across. Great job. I want you to trace the rest of your 2s. Get really good. Friends, you are tracing lots of numbers. By the time you get down to this bottom line of numbers, your numbers should look perfect because you've already practiced so many times. On the back, we're going to practice writing our 3s. Very good. You're gonna go ahead, take your pencil, trace around the tree, and that's how you make a 3. Down here, remember, start at the blue dot, go around the tree, blue dot, around the tree. I'm just gonna trace this one. Great work. You're gonna keep going. Awesome, and here we are at our blue dots with our little stick. So this one looks just like the 2, but we're not drawing 2s anymore, we're making 3s. I'm gonna start at that blue dot, go up around the tree, and then around the tree again. Oh, these are looking good. My 3s look good. Yours are going to look even better. Can't wait to see them. When you're finished drawing your shapes, down here it says draw 3 objects. Objects is just a fancy word for things. So I think I'm going to draw 3 pencils. Let's see if I can do it. That looks like a pencil to me. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. 3 objects. Down here it says draw 3 circles. Easy peasy. 1, 2, and 3. Once you're done drawing your 3 circles, you are finished with your workbook page. Great job.